Mayoral Memo with Matthew Dickerson from Dubbo Regional Council.
Matthew, we have heard quite a bit lately about the possible locations for Dubbo's rehabilitation centre, and it seems the most recent potential location that's been put up, Spears Drive, is facing a little bit of opposition.
Well, I'm not sure that Spears Drive is a potential location. Spears Drive was actually announced by the state government in February this year as the location. So that was a decision. Obviously, this is all within the state government. The state government can decide where this goes. So that's the decision as far as the state government's concerned, as far as Western Local Health District is concerned. That's the final decision in terms of that location. Obviously, there are people unhappy about that. And Council in May formally resolved to oppose that current location and also to write to the Minister to raise the objections about that particular site. So Council has a formal position to say that we oppose that site, and I've certainly written to the Minister for Health saying exactly that this is our Council resolution and we oppose the site, and some information around that particular opposition to that site. I'm yet to receive an answer back from the Health Minister, and I have followed that up several times with the Minister, but I've yet to receive an answer back from the Health Minister. And I think one thing that confuses people a little bit in this is that Council's got that position to oppose it, but we don't have the power to change the location of it. It'd be fantastic if Council did have the power to do that, but this is a project that will be run in terms of the construction and the ongoing operation of that. That will all be funded by the state government, and the federal government is also putting $3 million towards the initial construction of it. Council does not get to say where this location is.
Speaking of the Health Minister, we did hear from him, I believe it was last week. He was saying that he was keen to hear some suggestions from Council on possible alternative locations. Do you have any in mind, or any potentially that you're more favourable towards?
We've been working with Western Local Health District for several years now on a variety of locations around the community. In fact, there was a minimum of about 16 locations that have been put forward as alternative locations. The second part of the resolution from the May Council meeting said that in writing to the Minister, we'd also confirm that we'll continue to work with Western Local Health District to identify more suitable parcels of land. So we have been doing that. We've continued to do that, and we will continue to do that as per our council resolution, which we've been doing regardless. Our staff have been working with Western LHD to try and find an alternative location.
And what are some of the issues with the Spears Drive site that have been brought up?
It really is inappropriate in relation to how close the current residents are there. It's a residential area, and some other areas that have been talked about are also residential areas. One of the things that certainly seemed to be a focus for the community initially was that it was a needed facility. The drug rehab facility was absolutely needed in the community, but you didn't want to put this location next to other residents, and everyone seemed to think that was unfair and inappropriate for those other residents there. So putting it further away from residential areas, somewhere where there was more land around that particular facility, that's the main issue as far as residents in that area are concerned, and that's certainly the main reason for the opposition from Council.
And do we have a timeline on the project as far as a deadline that the funding needs to be used by?
I'm not sure about the funding. That's obviously within the state government's area of responsibility. When the announcement was made in February this year, in that announcement there, it talked about a time in 2024 that would be open and operational. The latest information from the state government seems to indicate that 2024 date won't be met, but certainly 2025 is the date that they've said that it will be up and operational. And obviously, from the community's perspective, Council and the broader community wants this facility up and running as soon as possible. There has been some discussion about a previous resolution of Council to gift the parcel of land or a parcel of land to the state government. And just to confirm that from my own personal record searching and certainly from our staff, we can find no resolution of Council, and no one's been able to come forward with any resolution of Council that actually says that land will be gifted, that specific land will be gifted to the state government. The best we've been able to find is a social justice and crime prevention working party. And on the 20th of August 2018, that said that parcels of land might be offered for consideration, and there were several parcels of land there. And then on the 24th of September 2018, there was a business case endorsed, but there was no commitment by council at that time for council to gift parcels of land. And in fact, in that business case, there were no specific parcels of land that were identified to be gifted. So that's been maybe some confusion in the community around that particular area, but it becomes a little bit irrelevant because ultimately the thing that I can't get past, the big obstacle here is that the state government will build and run this facility. The state government isn't totally in control of where this facility will be located. Council does not have control over where this facility will be located, and that has certainly been some confusion in the community.
Absolutely. Thanks for helping us clear that up, Matthew. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, Sheree.
Mayoral Memo with Matthew Dickinson from Dubbo Regional Council.